Join me as I dive into the challenge of ranking the richest countries in the world right now. Understanding which countries are the wealthiest in the world is crucial for global awareness, as it gives us insight into the distribution of wealth, power, and economic influence. It's essential to recognize the countries that are thriving and those that are struggling, as this knowledge can help us address global issues like poverty, inequality, and economic instability. Wealth inequality is a pressing concern that affects not only individual economies but also global economies, social structures, and international relations. The rich are getting richer, while the poor are getting poorer, leading to a vast disparity in living standards, opportunities, and access to resources. This disparity can lead to social unrest, political instability, and even conflict. The imbalance in wealth distribution also hinders global economic growth, as the concentration of wealth in a few hands limits the purchasing power of the majority. The consequences of wealth inequality are far-reaching, affecting everything from education and healthcare to crime rates and life expectancy. It's a complex issue that requires a comprehensive understanding of the underlying economic systems, policies, and structures that perpetuate inequality. By examining the wealthiest countries in the world, we can gain insight into the policies and strategies that have contributed to their success, and perhaps identify ways to address the growing wealth gap. The wealth of a nation is often gauged by its gross domestic product, or GDP, which is the total value of goods and services produced within its borders. However, GDP is just one indicator of a country's wealth, and other factors like income inequality, human development, and economic resilience also play a significant role. Let's take a look at the top wealthiest countries in the world, ranked by their GDP. Coming in at number 5 is the United Kingdom, with a GDP of over $2.6 trillion. The UK's strong services sector, innovative industries, and favourable business environment have contributed to its economic success. Germany, with a GDP of over $4 trillion, takes the 4th spot. While Germany's highly skilled workforce, strong manufacturing sector, and strategic location at the heart of Europe have made it an economic powerhouse. The United States, with a GDP of over $22 trillion, comes in at number 3. The US is a global leader in innovation, technology, and entrepreneurship, with many of the world's largest and most influential companies headquartered there. Japan, with a GDP of over $5 trillion, ranks second on the list. Japan's highly skilled workforce, cutting-edge technology, and strategic relationships with other countries have enabled it to maintain its position as one of the wealthiest nations in the world. And finally, the richest country in the world right now is Qatar, with a staggering GDP of over $69,000 per capita. Qatar's wealth is largely due to its vast oil and natural gas reserves, which have enabled the country to invest heavily in infrastructure, tourism, and human development. The country's strategic location, combined with its business-friendly environment and innovative policies, have made it an attractive destination for foreign investment. Qatar's economy is remarkably diverse, with a strong focus on services, manufacturing, and tourism. The country has invested heavily in building world-class infrastructure, including state-of-the-art airports, seaports, and transportation systems. Qatar's forward-thinking policies, combined with its strong leadership and strategic relationships, have enabled it to maintain its position as the richest country in the world. In conclusion, understanding the wealthiest countries in the world is essential for gaining insight into the distribution of wealth and power globally. By examining the policies and strategies that have contributed to their success, we can perhaps identify ways to address the growing wealth gap and promote more inclusive economic growth. Thanks for watching, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on wealth distribution in the comments below. If you're interested in learning more about global economies and wealth, be sure to check out my other videos on related topics.